I'll tell you what, folks, I just sat down with my budget worksheet, pencil, paper, and a calculator. And you know what? I cut my expenditures by 15.1%. That's real savings, and I froze my salary, saving the taxpayers over $1,800. I'm doing this to try to save money for the residents of Fayette County because the commissioners have raised your taxes 78.2% in just 6 years. That's not right. On November 4th, 2025, vote for me, Jon Marietta, for Recorder of Deeds. Let's keep fighting for fiscal sanity and protect your hard-earned money.
'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of Jon Marietta and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Fayette County Recorder of Deeds Office or Fayette County government. This program is privately produced and funded, and no county resources are used for its production or promotion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was trucking up the highway, minding my own lane, with some dude in a Prius went and flipped me off. Guess my redneck hit him wrong. Seems like everyone these days is a ticking time bomb full of hate for folks like me who don't agree and ain't ever gonna change. And it gets me thinking, leave this long-haired country boy alone. And I start singing along to that line in the song.
Hey everybody, this is Jon Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly, and it's another Trump-tastic day here in Fayette County. Today's show is being brought to you by Miles' Garage and Tire Center, Mung's Auto Body, PatriotsOnline.com, Fayette County Recovery Storage and U-Haul, ACS Metal and Shingle Roofing, JB Market, in Dunbar, Thundering Hills Feed and Supply, the Ink Spot, the Fayette County Mega Patriots Group, Tactical Civics, Auto Ordnance, Gunslingers in Connellsville, Solid Foundation Ministry, New Life Free Methodist Church, Highline Motorsports, Gun Owners of America, Hillbilly Jon Radio, Jon Marietta for We the People, and who did I forget? Oh, Fayette Structures. Hey, I'll tell you what. Last night, before I get started, I want to thank. I got invited to the Phyllis Schlafly. Did I say that? Schlafly event, and I want to tell you, it was a wonderful event. We last night. So many patriots, so many good people. I got to meet Laura Loomer and actually
Chris Ann Hall,
and was it Ed Martin?
Ed Martin, was the closing. Yeah,
yep.
thanks.
And there was a lot of other people there that I got to talk to and meet, and it was a really, really nice time. And I want to thank Melanie for inviting me. And we
were so glad to have you there, Bob. That you could join us, you and Patty, at this event. It was pretty special. One of the most powerful, emotional events I've ever been to in a long time. We had speakers there that were a jailed January 6th survivor.
Yeah, I talked to that girl.
Yeah, she came down. She's from Ford City, I think.
Yep.
And her story was very compelling. I mean, I didn't know that. She was jailed.
Yep.
And then the two survivors from the Butler event were there and spoke and had everybody touched and in tears. And it was a pretty special evening. I'm so glad you were there.
And I really appreciate everybody that was there. They were so kind. And so anyways, let's get to my opening. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and charity. But the greatest of these is charity. That's 1 Corinthians 13:13. Folks, I'll tell you what. Charity is more than writing a check. It's love in action. It's when a community pulls together to lift others up, to honor those who've given everything, and to keep the flame of faith and freedom alive. And that's exactly what we're doing right here in Fayette County on Friday, October the 25th, because that's the night the Lee Greenwood and Ira Dean concert comes to the State Theater in Uniontown. A night that's not just about music, but about mission. We're coming together to honor the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk, a man of God, a patriot, and a reformer who stood boldly for truth, liberty, and the next generation. Charlie's mission didn't die with him. It lives on through those who are willing to pick up the torch and carry it forward. The concert is one way we're doing just that. 75% of all the profits from this event will be donated to Turning Point USA and surrounding people, to surrounding Turning Point in the surrounding area, I want to say, to create scholarships that will send young people to America Fest on 2025 in Phoenix, Arizona, to help. It's 2026. I wrote that down wrong. 2026 in Phoenix, Arizona, and to help start local Turning Point faith chapters right here near Fayette County, where faith and freedom meet the next generation. And the remaining 25% is going to the Pennsylvania Veterans Farming Network, helping our heroes build new lives, grow their farms, and continue serving their country through hard work and self-reliance. And that's what real charity looks like, a community giving back. Not because we have to, but because we want to. Because we know the best way to honor the fallen, the faithful, and the free is to keep investing in the people and principles that made America great in the first place. So mark your calendars. October 25th at the State Theater in Uniontown, a night of patriotism, unity, and purpose, featuring the man, the myth, the legend, Lee Greenwood, and the country outlaw, yes, the country outlaw himself, I Redeem, because faith, hope, and charity still live here in Fayette County. And on October 25th, we're going to prove it.
Right.
I want to thank everybody that's the tickets they're starting to move pretty good. But last night we got somebody that's going to possibly bring a whole bus.
Yes, from Butler.
And
A group from Butler County is interested in bringing some patriots down here, young patriots to come down here. Met a lot of great contacts last night, and there was a lot of interest to help these young people attend that conference. It's a phenomenal conference, I hear. Phenomenal conference the Turning Point puts together in Phoenix. And, we are working real hard to make sure that we get tickets sold so that we can send these kids to that conference. I was reading a young person on Facebook today was wanting to go to the concert, or to the convention, but money is an issue. Again, these are young kids in college, probably working one or two jobs, and we want to make it so that they can attend it. It's really an outstanding conference. It unites kids from all over the country, and adults as well, under the same faith, freedom, and family banner that we're promoting here at the concert at the end of the month. This movement that has been created and grown since the assassination of Charlie Kirk. It's sad. It's terrible tragedy. But
we're doing everything we can and about this. Like I said, I'm helping. I've advertised on the radio, and that's my part in this concert. I want to make sure everybody in Fayette County, if they get a chance, they can come.
Well, the
It's
concert,
a good thing.
It's all about unity, patriotism, and faith. And we're celebrating what's good and strong here in America. And, what's wrong with that? We're honoring the legacy of those who sacrificed their lives for our freedoms and those who support the Turning Point movement. And that's what's empowering young Americans. Someday, John, you and I aren't going to be here. And we need those millennials and the Generation X to carry that torch.
And the thing I thought about last night, and like you said, to carry the torch, but one of the things that I thought about last night was we were sitting there, and a lot of people. I'm 63, and you're 59, and or 49. I apologize.
39.
Yeah. So, anyways, what I want to say is I was thinking last night while we were sitting there. It isn't going to be too much longer. My grandkids are going to be voting, and and we need to teach them the proper way. They need to be raised according to
the values that we
and
the morals.
Yeah, and that's important. And if we don't pass this on to the next generation, there won't be no next. There might not be no next generation of Americans. I mean, Ronald Reagan himself said we're only one generation away.
Yeah.
And
we're here.
And when
we're
you
there.
When you see all the hateful things that's going on across the country and around, and even surrounds us in some points, it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah, well, speaking of young people and a book, I have a little book I want to share today that I bought last night from one of the speakers, Chris Ann Hall. And Chris Ann Hall, let me see her little statement here, is, one of the highlights was me meeting her last night, and I had the privilege of introducing her and giving her our Liberty Award from the Phyllis Schlafly organization. She's a constitutional educator who's doing incredible work to teach our youth about America's founding principles. So I picked up her book. It's right here, Essential Stories for Junior Patriots. And if you are a grandparent or a parent and you want your young child, middle school to high school kid, to learn about the heroes and patriots that, sacrifice a lot to get here, young people, not celebrities, but true young American patriots. So she has a collection here of short, true stories that help kids understand the values that built this country, like faith, courage, and liberty. And one of my favorite stories in here is something that because I was sharing it with you as we were walking in here, is about Sybil Ludington, or Ludington is her last name. She was a 16-year-old girl who rode nearly 40 miles through the night in 1777 to warn patriots that the British were coming. And that story alone in here is a reminder that you don't have to be famous or grown up to make a difference. And Chris Ann's message in her book is simple, that freedom isn't inherited, it's taught, it's loved, and it's lived. And that's exactly what this movement is about, and that's what our concert is about. Passing those values on to the next generation with our Faith, Family, and Freedom concert that's totally a charity event. I just bought the tickets for the musicians today, so Ira Dean has his plane tickets and his band members, so they're all ready and set to go into the State Theater, and it's an exciting time right now for me. My heart's pumping.
I think
we'll blink and it will be here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're what are we?
2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah,
from tomorrow.
Yeah, and
2 weeks today. Ira Dean is at the.
He's supposed to be at the Hillbilly Grub and Pub
for a little meet and greet.
We're gonna have. We're gonna try to have. We're going to try to do a couple different things. We wanted to have in Fayette County, but the gentleman that owns the Hillbilly Grub and Pub, a lot of people don't know this, he owns several businesses right here in Fayette County.
Oh.
And he wanted to, and of course it helps his business, which is right at the edge of Fayette County. And, but he also wants to help promote all of our conservative values. And I really think it's really cool. And of course, we're having a hillbilly party on the night before, and we're going to eat chicken wings. We're going to. Ira Dean's coming. We're going to see what happens. And he says he can eat more chicken wings than me.
Oh, my gosh.
But, we'll find out.
I had a few last night. Were real good at 1933 Bar in Bell Vernon. They were real good. I usually don't get those because they're usually too greasy for me, but these ones were nice and crispy. Yeah, they were good.
I will tell you, last Friday night I was down at the Laybell Fire Department, and they had chicken wings down there. They invited me down, and I'll tell you what, they were excellent. And I can't wait to go back. Probably next Friday night I'll be out. Well, I don't know. We'll see how things go, but next Friday night I might go out there and then try to catch a football game. Tonight I am headed up to High Powell for the buckwheat cake dinner, and I'm going to get to meet
a buckwheat cake dinner.
Buckwheat cakes. That's what we always call them.
But are they pancakes?
They're pancakes.
Oh, okay. For dinner.
Yeah. That's what we have. And they'll have sausage, and the ladies at the High Powell and the firemen up there, and they'll have fresh apple cider, and
Is it outside or inside?
It'll be inside the fire department. They have there's a community building up there. They have it in, and they also have it above the fire hall, and it's I don't know. I'll report how many. They always hand out a flyer how many buckwheat cakes they've served over the years, and it's like unbelievable amounts. But,
I like buckwheat pancakes. I do.
Well, and then just another thought.
You get sausage and all that other stuff with it. Oh my!
And, you get sausage and you get fried potatoes. And
I'm always looking for a place to eat.
Applesauce, and of course, when you have buckwheat cakes, you always have pickles.
Why?
I don't know. It's a hillbilly thing. I don't know.
Pickles.
Pickles. You always have pickles
I've
with
not
them.
heard of that.
I guess it kind of like keeps the sweetness or does something, but they always have sweet pickles with them, and that's one of the things they do. Now tomorrow I'll be at the Mill Run Fire Hall or Springfield Township Fire Hall Fire Department. They have their buckwheat breakfast up there, and I'll be up there in the morning. Then I'll be at the tractor. I'll be at the tractor ride out of Flatwoods sometime around noonish, and then I got an event in the evening that I'll be at, and of course I got another event after the buckwheat cakes tonight. I'll be going to at Hilton Garden Inn, so I'm going to be busy the next 48 hours.
Yeah, actually, probably for the next couple of weeks. So actually, John, because the election's right around the corner.
Yeah.
We've got a president who's promoting peace in the Middle East. Was denied the Nobel Peace Prize today, from what I'm hearing. I haven't paid too much attention, but from what I'm getting on social media, that I don't know who got it. They gave it to him, which appears to be a joke. This man is unbelievable. The man we have in the White House, as far as the peace president, he doesn't want war. He doesn't want war. He wants peace. He wants people to get along. He wants to unite this country, and people, a few, just can't take their blinders off and recognize that
You're exactly right.
he's doing great things for this country. He wants law and order. He wants peace in our streets. He wants people to go to bed, not worried that they're going to be robbed, raped, and, murdered. I don't know how you can be against that, be against a man who's trying to fight for that. And his administration, he's got a great team together that's helping him. He isn't one person. He's got a great team that are going after law and order, and justice will prevail. I really believe he's got the Lord. He's got the Lord on his side. I really believe he was put in that position.
They've done everything they possibly could do to this man. I mean, they try to arrest him. They tried to say that he's under investigation. They tried to say all the different things, and I mean, he's the only president that I know of that's won the election 3 times to get in twice. So that's just where we're at. I mean, we have to think of all these things and how that affects.
Well, last night, going back to the banquet that we went to with the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Eagles banquet is what we were attending last night. We brought together patriots from all over the Commonwealth. They were men and women who love this country and are dedicated to preserving our freedoms. The program was led by Chairman Stan Casasio, and the vice chair was Karen Taylor, and they did an incredible job running the whole evening. A portion of it in the beginning was the Fallen Heroes portion. What did you think about that?
I thought it was really
we had
a
table set with a black tablecloth, and each place setting was set with a fallen soldier, a fallen patriot, a police officer, or an EMT had their place setting there with their picture there. And that was a nice little presentation by the president of the AKV Back the Blue. He mentioned each one and acknowledged each one.
And I hadn't realized how many different officers have been. It was amazing.
And many of them, they were from all over the state. Many of them from McKeesport and Pittsburgh, in our area of Western Pennsylvania. So that was a pretty moving tribute to our fallen heroes, including we did a memorial for Charlie Kirk, whose voice and courage continue to inspire us every day. And also Corey Comparator was acknowledged there. And he was a firefighter and family man who gave his life, shielding his wife and 2 daughters at the July 13th attempt on President Trump's life in Butler. And his widow spoke in a very touching way. She's still affected by it, and her 2 daughters were with her. But we were proud to have her there. We extend the invitation, and she was, she graced us with her presence there. Then we also had survivors from that rally. James Copenhaver and David Dutch, they received our 2025 Patriot Awards for their bravery that day, and their words left the entire room kind of shocked and stunned and in tears. But it was...
I didn't realize that I never realized. I knew the one gentleman whose wife was there that was killed, but then I didn't realize that there was 2 others wounded. I guess that was a
Yeah.
fact that a lot of people probably don't even realize about. In fact, the gentleman that spoke, he was shot twice.
Yeah. He gave a little commentary on where he was sitting, where Corey was in relationship to him, and then he got shot in the shoulder, and a second bullet in his abdomen. Mm-hmm. He said, and I think he made a comment to his the guy next to him, 2 or 3 things. Says, I think I've been shot, and then he kind of ended it there because I think from then on, it was probably very difficult to even move forward with that.
It was a wonderful evening. It really was. I was honored to be there, and I was. I walked over to Laura Loomer and I gave her my card, and she says, "Oh." She
was
says, I know
dynamic.
you. And she says, give me your phone. And I thought, seriously? And she said, give me your phone. And give her her phone. She says, oh,
she gonna call in?
She's gonna do a radio show with me, 1 or 2, and I'm probably gonna do a couple podcasts.
Oh, she was wonderful last night speaking.
Yep. She
speaks from truth, and she's an investigative journalist, something that we don't even see or have today.
And she's not afraid to call out She says that she doesn't believe in Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment. She says we're supposed to. She said if it's corruption, we call it out. If it's wrong, we got to call it out.
Whether they're a Republican or a Democrat, no matter.
And that really tickled me because I thought that's where we are. I mean, and that's the problem we have right now with and George Washington actually said that the 2 political parties would be the demise of the country. So you think about that.
Well, she's been fearless, and she's faced enormous challenges for simply speaking the truth. And she's pretty tough. She's pretty dynamite, huh? I was really excited to meet her. And then we had Ed Martin did some closing remarks to us via a Zoom or it was up on the video. He was unable to be there in person for a whole lot of situations or various reasons why, but he is the Associate Deputy Attorney General of the United States, and he spoke, and his words brought everything full circle from that evening, I thought. A reminder that faith, family, and freedom are not just principles, that were responsibilities that we all share.
Now he works for Donald Trump, right?
Yes, he's an administrator,
He's an administrative.
Administrative, yeah.
Okay, so
he's kind of like his right-hand man, do this, do that, investigate this, look at that. And his duties, on a day-to-day basis change from what's going on.
Yeah, well, he announced that he announced that there's going to be some things coming out in the next few days or next week or so.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be some really hot, but he says just stay tuned, as we put it.
And Laura Loomer gave us some recent updates, too, that the pings with the ICE agents up there, that the Antifa groups were getting the pings or something, and she had them block that. I'm not sure the technical things, but so the protesters up there were getting notice of where the ICE agents were coming. Mm-hmm. Somebody was giving them that data or that ping information. It had to be somebody, I don't know, who is privy to that data, and that was putting our ICE agents in harm's way. And that, I guess, came to a stop yesterday or the day before. And she, through her investigative journalism, found this information out and put a stop to it. So she is doing a lot behind the scenes we don't hear about it. You can see her on Twitter and on Truth Social, I think she is, and podcasts. You can Rumble. On the Rumble channel. She's on Rumble all the time if you want to catch Laura Loomer. She was pretty good. But some people don't even know who Phyllis Schlafly is. So let me tell you who she is. And I have her eagle pin on here. It's not a Philadelphia eagle, but it's the symbol of the Phyllis Schlafly Pennsylvania Eagles. And I'm on part of the Western Pennsylvania board. And she was one of the most influential conservative women in American history. She was a lawyer, an author, and a fearless defender of traditional values. And her son was at the banquet last night, and he spoke. They had some cute family vintage photos from when she was a child. She was born in 1924, and she was a real Trumper. She was a MAGA supporter early on back in 2016 before she passed away. But back in the 1970s, she led the movement that stopped the Equal Rights Amendment because she understood that it would actually weaken women's rights and chip away at the family structure. She founded the Eagle Forum and inspired generations of conservative leaders. And her motto was simple: a thinking woman votes conservative. And one thing that's not widely known about Phyllis Schlafly is she was one of the very first national conservative leaders to endorse Donald J. Trump back in 2016. She saw what many of us saw, that President Trump was a fighter who loved America. He couldn't be bought, and he wasn't afraid to stand up to the establishment. And that's what she stood for in the 60s and 70s, was standing up to the establishment and not being told who to vote for or, trust the Republican Party. We will pick the winners for you. You just, remain, brainwashed or whatever. She just stood up for that, especially for women in the 60s and 70s. Even in her final months, she said that President Trump represented everything that she'd worked for in her entire life, which was America first, faith-based leadership, and putting the family and the Constitution above politics. And then President Trump later praised her as one of the pioneers who helped make the modern conservative and the MAGA movement possible. It's just a common sense movement. America first, family first, all the traditional values that we grew up with and this country was founded on. So that's Phyllis Schlafly, and I'm proud to be part of that organization. And it was great to be with all of you last night in attendance. Oh, and how about the friend of mine that sang the national anthem?
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine's son. He's 13 years old. He's in 8th grade, and he gave a very resounding, emotional version of the national anthem. Pretty talented for a young boy.
Yep.
And he is an example of what we need to move forward with and educate. And he bought one of the books. I think he bought this book, too, from Chris Ann, and he spoke to Chris Ann, who she was telling him, too, how important it is for him to learn the Constitution, to learn his rights, and to stand up for freedom as a young man. So he and his dad are interested in going to the Turning Point Conference in Arizona in December. And I'd like to, would like to be able to send many more people, young people from this area, with a sponsorship from the concert, with the profits that come from the concert. Would be kind of really great to have them go out there and witness that. I know that I also learned last night, too, from Angelina, who said that I attended the Republican National Convention last year in Wisconsin, and I learned that the Turning Point organization is the one that put the production together with the fireworks and the music, and everything was done by the Turning Point group and not the Republican National Committee. So many people will find that shocking, but she says that the national conference in December from Turning Point is very much like the Republican National Convention. And so that, wow, I was there. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. And so I don't know, maybe I'll be able to go in December too. My son's not a teenager, but we'll see. We'll see what the Lord wants, where He wants me, where He'll put me. But right now we're focused on getting this concert together, getting the tickets. If you have any groups of 10, there are discounts offered online. If you go to the State Theater, all that is online at the State Theater website for tickets. So if there's groups, veterans, student discounts are all being offered right now. And
it's going to be a big evening. It is. I mean, Ira Dean is just he's just rocking the country charts right now. And of course, our own hometown person, Nick Polito, is going to be there, and then Jonah Klein's coming in from Charleston, West Virginia. Well, actually, he's from Nitro, but. We'll say Charleston, because that's a little bigger spot on the map, but down close to Kentucky, and of course Lee Greenwood himself, who's going to I think is supposed to be back on the radio with us again next week. I don't know what day it is yet, but I'm sure that I'll get a message. Ooh. So, anyways, that's where we're at with all of this. Nick, how much time we got left?
We have 1 minute, John.
Oh, wow.
That's all we got. Boy, that went fast. So I want to thank everybody for everything. If anybody needs signs, please let me know. we're almost out again, but we're almost out. But I'll get signs for you if you have to. I saved about 30 signs from the spring race, and we'll be able to get them out to you. And if there's anything else I need to know, go ahead.
Now, I just have an important phone call I have to get to right away.
So, I appreciate y'all, and thank you for tuning in. And like I always close the show, on this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile when you're sad, love what you got, and remember what you had. Always forgive and try to forget. People change, things go wrong, but just remember the ride goes on. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. I am John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly.